Hello and welcome, fellow bookworms and film fans. Welcome to this week's episode of The Consented Narrative. We are looking at The Circular Staircase by Mary Roberts Rinehart. Now, I asked for this one because it sounded quite interesting. It's Rachel Innes, or Innes, depending on how you say it, middle-aged spinster who basically stays over at this country house that she's rented, bought something for the summer, and a series of events go on. There's a couple of murders, a couple of mysteries, and it sounded quite interesting, and I did enjoy it. And to be fair, it is set, quite a while ago, and it's the beginning of a certain what is it I was trying to so it was published in 1908, so it's the beginning of a certain type of like detective story, or it's like you've got several different things going on at once. It's not a whodunit as such, but it's kind of like you're trying to figure out, where the mouse fits into the story and things like that. And for the most part, I did enjoy it. I can't discuss the ending without giving everything away, and obviously I'd love for you guys to read it, but I think it did have several different plots going through. So it has like an engagement, it has a theft of a bank, and it has a murder, and we're trying to figure out how they're connected, but we're also trying to see if if it has different people behind it. Is it the same person behind everything? Is the person that they've captured for this for this crime the person that did this crime? And it's quite interesting to see how she writes, considering that it was so long ago. I mean, when you're reading it as well, and certain phrases and stuff, like, it's aged quite well, to be fair, but there are certain times when you're reading something going, oh yeah, this is of its time, but not in a way where it's like a racial slur or a women can't do this. It's more of a, yeah, that's probably unlikely to ever happen in this day and age. But it was quite a good read. It's only a small book as well, so it's not a particularly long one. I will say the writing was tiny. I felt like I needed a zoom on it. I really did. But I would say give it a go, because it's not a bad book. I might read it again down the line, but I've got so many books to read. My to-read list keeps growing by the day, and every time I go on, like, into Waterstones, I'm a sucker for going in and going, I'm not going to get anything, I'm just looking, and then walking out with like 5 books. So I've got a fair lot to read, and I know that you guys do recommend books for me to read, which are really good, which I do add to my list, I promise. But I would say probably gets a 3 out of 5 from me, because although I loved the beginning of it, it then got a little bit ridiculous having the intertwining plot points, and I feel like the ending kind of fell a little flat with some of it. Some of it was really good, but some of it I was kind of like, this seems a bit redundant to have this as this. But again, I can't discuss the ending without giving it away, so please, once you've read this, let me know so I can then discuss it with somebody else, because some of these books, genuinely, when I recommend them, I don't think anyone's even heard of them. Some of them, obviously, people have heard of. It's quite a popular book at the time. But if anybody reads this, anybody enjoys it, or doesn't enjoy it, let me know, and we can then discuss it and discuss the ending. But thank you very much for your continued support, and remember to always keep it contento.